Okay, I've got a cuppa and I am ready to talk about university. I wanted to make a video just kind of chatting about my university experience as a whole. There are so many kind of side tangents and other topics that I could talk about and give my advice to other people, but I really just wanted to talk about my whole experience, and then if any of you would like me to talk about anything else in more specific detail, then I can always make more videos on it. Right, okay, so my university experience. I went to the University of Brighton and my course was Media Studies. The reason I chose this course at this university was because the course at the time was perfect for me. They offered a huge variety of different modules, and most of them you could choose which one you wanted to do. So I studied a huge array of different things, from journalism, popular music, film studies, social media, popular culture, political communication, video production, loads and loads of different stuff. And also there was a good mix of theory and practice, because I didn't know whether I wanted to specialise in either one of those things, so I thought I'd do a course that has a bit of both. Also, I just really liked the place. Brighton is such an amazing place to live. I'd never been to visit Brighton before. I went to view the uni and I was like, I just want to live here. So that's why I chose that course at that uni. The only downside about Brighton was the fact that I knew that there wasn't enough halls of residence for the amount of students that would be going there. So I think at the time that I applied, it was about like 60-40, I think. 60% of students got into halls and 40% of students didn't, which is quite a big chunk. So I knew that there was a big chance that I wouldn't get into halls, which did worry me a bit, just because my kind of view of uni at that time was like halls and freshers, and kind of that whole like living in halls experience for me was like a big part of it. I didn't get into halls, which I was very upset about at the time. I was 18 and I was about to move to a new city, and I had to sort out where I was going to live by myself, and it was really kind of daunting and stressful. So what happens with Brighton anyway when you don't get into halls is they help you to a certain extent. They basically ring you up and say, you haven't got into halls, this is what you need to do now, basically. There's like a Facebook group where you kind of post like, hey, I'm about to go into first year, didn't get into halls, I'm studying this, would anyone be interested in looking for a house, basically. So I met a girl through Facebook, and we arranged to go to the uni, put on these house hunting events there. So we arranged to go there, where we met a couple of other people, and then we got a house. So it was a stressful time, but it worked out. We got a nice house in a good place. So I moved into this house. There was 5 of us that moved in. There was 2 boys and 3 girls, but one of the girls fell ill pretty early on, and she actually had to drop out. So for most of the year there was 4 of us, 2 girls and 2 boys. First year for me was okay. I really struggled with homesickness, which I never thought that I would be like that much of a homesick person, but I really was. I had like an amazing group of friends at home that I really missed. I had quite a serious boyfriend at the time, and I just missed home and I missed my family, and that kind of led to me not really being present at university, because I would constantly be thinking like, right, when am I next going home? When is my boyfriend next coming to see me? When is my mum next coming to see me? When am I next going to see one of my home friends at their university? Like, I was constantly looking forward to when I would be doing something else, or like going home, and I went home a lot. The people that I lived with in first year are 3 of my best friends now, but at the time I just never really got close to them, because when they would be you know, going out and bonding and doing stuff together and becoming close friends, I wasn't there because I'd be with my boyfriend, or I'd be at home, or I don't know, I'd be there but it wasn't enough. Basically I wasn't there enough. I didn't realise at the time that I was like making any mistakes or doing anything wrong. It was only about halfway into first year when I kind of realised how lonely I was and how down I was, that maybe I'd made a mistake going home so much and things like that. But by that point it was then very hard to kind of, you know, everyone kind of makes their friendships within the first few months, and I hadn't done that, and I found it really, really hard after that to kind of make good friends with people. Also my course, I should talk about my course. I did struggle. Everyone says it's a huge step up from school or college or sixth form to university, and it's completely right. It is a huge step up, and you're expected. A lot is expected of you. I found the readings that we were being given every week just so difficult to understand, to the point where I had like a bit of a breakdown, and I went to see one of my tutors, and he was so reassuring, and I was so glad I did that. And then from then on it wasn't as bad, but the first few months of my course I felt like way in over my head, and I felt like, oh my god, like everyone else here understands what these people are talking about and I have no idea. That, I'm sure that wasn't the case at all, but that's just what I felt like. But I did really enjoy my course in terms of the things that we were learning about, and the assignments that we had to do and stuff. I did not have to do one exam my whole 3 years of university, which for me I really liked. I much preferred like writing essays and doing more kind of coursework style stuff than doing exams. And I think I got a 2-1 overall in my first year, so I was happy with that. I didn't make any friends on my course in first year, which I'm not going to say was entirely my fault. Like I kind of went to university thinking, right, I'm going to walk in and I'm going to be like, hey, I'm Bethan, and like try and make friends, and like just no one really seemed interested on my course. Like no one really seemed, I feel like quite a few people were living together in halls, so they'd kind of established their friendships in halls and then come into the course, and I don't know, I just found it really difficult to make friends with people on my course. And after a few months of trying, I was just like, fuck it, I'm not going to talk to any of these people. Wrong attitude, but I was just like, I kept myself to myself. I came into lectures, sat on my own, and left again. Like there was no kind of effort on my part after a couple of months to make friends, which in hindsight was probably a bad idea. But anyway, yeah, that was first year. Second year came around, and myself and the other girl in my first year house were moving into a new house with 5 other girls. So there was going to be 7 girls in this house. Initially, I did not want to live with 6 other girls. I was like, oh my god, it's going to be so bitchy. But as soon as I kind of met them and got to know them, I thought, well, actually, that's not, you can't just assume that because it's all girls it's going to be bitchy. You could live with boys who are absolutely horrible, and you could live with girls that are as laid back as anything. It completely depends on the person, and we were very lucky and everyone was quite laid back and we all got on. There was never really any kind of falling outs or anything, so I got on with the girls in my house really, really well. We would do stuff together quite a lot, like we would make meals together or go out for meals or stuff like that. I still did see my boyfriend a lot, but I think he came to me more. So like, whereas before in first year I'd been going home maybe once every 3 weeks, I definitely wasn't doing that in second year, which I think was good. I made so many more close friendships in second year just from being there and just from going out with people and getting to know people a bit more and just making more of an effort really. Also on my course I made a few friends because of like group projects and stuff. I just got put with people that I kind of clicked with. So that was really nice. I started to enjoy actually going into uni a lot more, and because of my kind of minor breakdown in first year and thinking, oh, this is too much, like I don't understand anything, and my tutor being so reassuring, I was more kind of confident in my studies and more confident of my abilities, and because of that I enjoyed university, like I enjoyed my course a lot more. I loved the modules that I did in second year. I think that was when I did journalism and popular music, which were both brilliant, and then I did film studies and video production, so I loved those modules that I did in second year. Oh, also in second year I did a 4-week work placement. That was a compulsory part of the course, and that was really, really fun. I worked at a TV production company, and it was just a really great experience, and I just think it's like really great that they make that a compulsory part of the course, because then everyone gets to experience, you know, working in industry. I had so much fun in second year. I think just before I went into second year I kind of subconsciously changed my attitude, and I subconsciously was kind of like, you can't have another year like first year, you need to make more of an effort and you need to throw yourself in more. And I think and it was subconscious, I don't remember ever thinking that, and I did, and I made like some really great friendships, had like so many fun nights out, and yeah, second year was just really great. I think I got overall in second year I got a 2-1 again, but it was like 69 point something, which is like on the cusp of a first. So I think I was like at first a little bit disappointed when I got that result, just because it was so close to being a first that I was like, I could have got a first. However, looking back on it, that was probably a really good thing, because I kind of was then like, I can get a first if I push myself hard enough and I work hard enough. You know, I only need 1% more to do it, so I guess it kind of motivated me quite a lot for third year as well. So then third year, I was staying in the same house with the same people, which I was really happy about because obviously really liked my house and the people there. At the end of the summer between second and third year, my boyfriend and I broke up. That breakup hit me really hard. I was just a mess for a few months. But going back to Brighton and going back to that house and seeing those friends that I'd made in second year, like again after summer, was probably the best thing that could have happened after that breakup, because I was going to a completely different city, surrounding myself with completely different people, and my course, like uni kind of goes along and you're like, oh, first year, like, I only need 40% to pass, oh, second year is a bit harder, oh my god. Third year is such a step up from the last few years, so I was really occupied with that, and it just kind of was the best environment that I could have been in, I think, looking back on it, because it was just such a distraction. Like, of course I wasn't just fine as soon as I went back from university, but I think it just helped so much, and I was so grateful for the friends that I'd made the previous year, because they just all like helped me so much. It sounds so dramatic, and it was. I was completely heartbroken, and I think having the people around me that I did kind of helped me to like be okay again. Third year is intense, like course-wise it was very intense. I spent the majority of my time shacked up in the library writing essays. Also, of course, third year is dissertation year, but on the course that I did, we had the choice whether to do a written dissertation or a production dissertation. A written dissertation is a 10,000 word research project, whereas a production-based dissertation, you could either choose photography or video. You do it in that kind of form. So how do I explain this? So I did a video-based dissertation, and what that meant was my research project took the form of a video. It's almost like a mini documentary, and it was made up of interviews and research that we had done, and there was written work along with it as well. It definitely wasn't the easy option, but I felt like it was more creative, and I was really grateful that we had the choice to do that, because it suited me a lot more, and I think I enjoyed doing my dissertation a lot more than I would have done if I'd have done it as a 10,000 word essay. Dissertation was stressful, but I enjoyed doing it. The topic I chose was popular music fandom, and how the relationship between star and fan has changed over the years, especially with regards to like advancements in technology. So, you know, going back looking at a band like the Beatles and their relationship with their fans, and going through and kind of comparing that with, say, One Direction and how their fans interact with them. So that topic for me was really fascinating to research, obviously, because I am a pop fan. So I enjoyed doing my dissertation. I enjoyed my course. It was tough, but I loved what I was studying, apart from a couple of modules here and there that were just, I didn't get on with. Marketing, no. And yeah, just continued like going out with my friends and becoming closer to people, and I had more friends on my course, which is such a shame looking back on it now, because by the end of third year, like, there was loads of people in my course that I really liked and got on with, and it's a shame that we just didn't kind of meet in first year, but such is life. So yeah, third year was tough in a number of ways, but it was also amazing, and I had just such a good time, and I was so sad when we had to leave. As much as I've said, you know, there are certain things that maybe I would have done differently, I don't know that looking back on it I actually would change anything, because like reflecting on my university experience as a whole, if someone asked me, you know, how was your time at university, I would say amazing. I loved it, and I had such a good time and I did love my course. There were some things about it that I think could have been done better, but it did really suit what I wanted to do, and I loved living in Brighton. Brighton is such an amazing place to live. It's so dynamic and diverse. There's something for everyone there. You could literally think up any genre of music that you like and you think, right, tonight I want to go out and I want to dance to this genre of music. You'll be able to find it somewhere. It's just the best. I bloody love Brighton. The only thing I'd say about the University of Brighton, there's not really much kind of collectiveness of Brighton University students, if that makes sense. Like, we don't have an SU. We don't have like a Brighton University student bar that, you know, we can go to and hang out and get cheap drinks at. The events that they put on, I think they did put on some events for University of Brighton students, but they were never really well promoted. No one I knew ever went to them. That aspect of the university life at Brighton was not good. No one that I ever came across was like that involved in societies, unless you joined a sports team, which wasn't for me. I'm not sporty at all. But unless you join a sports team, you really don't have that much of an involvement with the university in terms of like student union and being a student of Brighton University. Does that make sense? Like, obviously you go to uni and you do your course, but that's kind of it. Well, this might just be me, but yeah, that side of it isn't great, but I feel like how amazing a place Brighton is to live in kind of makes up for that, to be honest. We didn't need the uni to plan events for us because there was just so much to do and so much going on. I can't think of anything right now that I wanted to say that I haven't talked about in this video. I hope I haven't missed anything, but yeah, I guess just kind of a summary. First year was not that great because number one, I didn't get into halls, and number two, I was homesick and I didn't really make that much of an effort. Second year was bloody great. Third year was like a roller coaster of emotions, what with my personal life, how demanding the course was, but also just going out and having the most amazing time with my friends and making the most of living in Brighton for the last year. And overall, I absolutely loved my time at university. It went so quickly. Like, it's been coming up on my time hop because it's like around the time that I would have gone. It's been coming up on my time hop and stuff like 3 years ago, and it's all, you know, photos of me moving in, and it's just gone so quick. But also, like, so much has happened and I feel like such a different person to who I was from when I started. Well, not a different person, obviously, I'm still the same person, but I've grown up a lot and I've changed a lot in some ways, as everyone does, you know, between the ages of 18 and 21. Okay, I think I'm probably going to try and wrap this video up because I know I've been talking for so long. This has been a very self-indulgent video, just talking about my experience of university and, you know, what I experienced, but I would really love to make some other videos about university. Like, as I've been talking about this stuff, there's so many things that I kind of think would maybe be helpful for people to hear about, like how to decide whether or not university is going to be right for you, like studying tips, how to save money at uni, like just tips on getting the best you can out of your experience. I don't know, if any of you would like me to make any of those kind of videos, then let me know. I know that this is around the time that probably quite a lot of people are starting university now, so if you are, have an amazing time. If I had to give one piece of advice, it would be throw yourself into it. Throw yourself into making friends, throw yourself into your course, just throw yourself into everything. Make friends in your halls, make friends in your course, like organise things, go out and try different things. Throw yourself into everything, have the best time ever, and you'll love it. Thank you for watching if you stuck with this whole video. I hope it was in some way, you know, interesting or helpful, or you could relate to any of this stuff. But it was mainly just for me to reflect, so I can look back and see how I felt about this stuff, and, you know, when my memory's gone, I have this as a little time capsule of how I felt about my whole university experience. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!